Hi everyone, Charles here with you on a Thursday afternoon. Well, I'm reading an article that discusses three investigations going on in three different states about clerical sex abuse. So it has some things to say here that I wanted to share with you. The first one is in Galveston, Houston, Texas, where the bishop there is actually Cardinal Daniel DiNardo, who's the president of the U.S. Conference of Catholic Bishops. They've taken away 3 of his computers and 2 boxes labeled sexual allegation files. Those were also seized. So the district attorney says this. Montgomery County District Attorney Brett Ligon, who was involved in the raid on DiNardo's archdiocese, said Catholics are backing efforts by law enforcement to hold church leaders accountable. At a press conference November 28, Ligon remarked, "People cooperate because there are so many lay Catholics out there that are ready for the church to come clean." Ligon added, "I am a lay Catholic myself, but today I stand here as the district attorney of Montgomery County." And so, our prayers and our efforts here are making a difference. Now, the other one the article talks about, or the second one, is just what happened in Santa Fe, New Mexico, where the bishop made a statement saying that, we have the best interests of those who have been abused in mind. But documents are showing that in the last few months, they've spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on lawyers, and over the past few years have been lowering their financial profile by moving their assets to parishes and some other kinds of legal maneuvers in order to lower their profile, their financial responsibility in front of a court, so that anyone who receives a payment, ordered by the court, that they have been sexually abused, so that it becomes lower. So, he says one thing, but really what he's doing is, what he has in mind mostly would seem to be the financial interests of the diocese. So there's that. The other one is it says, this is but more evidence that bishops cannot be trusted to investigate themselves, contrary to the proposal of Cardinal Blaise Cupich, the Archbishop of Chicago. Cupich, along with other prelates in Illinois, are also being accused by the state's Attorney General, Lisa Madigan, of not being as transparent and forthcoming with documentation pertaining to credible allegations of priestly sex abuse. In a November 29 statement, Madigan revealed, "Our initial review has found the number of Catholic clergy in Illinois with credible allegations of sexual abuse against minor is more extensive than the church previously has disclosed to the public." In spite of the raids by law enforcement and statements by investigators confirming that dioceses are not handing over confidential documents in a trustworthy manner, prelates like Cupich continue to push the idea that bishops should investigate themselves. Now, what occurred to me here is that if in fact, not only in Illinois, but anywhere, we've run into this before, where after a investigation begins in a state, all of a sudden, there's another diocese or a few other dioceses in that state, all of a sudden say, oh yeah, here we found some other ones, coming clean. I would think, like, out of fear that they're going to be discovered that they've been covered up. Now, if you think about why a diocese would do this, I think it's for a couple of reasons. One thing is that perhaps the priest is still in active ministry. Perhaps the priest had been moved out of state, and that's real serious because that involves RICO, federal RICO laws. So that's serious. So there's a couple of different reasons, but why a diocese would do this? They must, they're obviously doing it because these are very sensitive cases and they want to try to hide those. So right in the middle of an investigation, here they are hiding again, Here they are trying to cover up. And, eventually I think they're going to cough them up before they get charged with, obstruction of justice, which is just going to compound their problem. So, these few comments I made here and what I've read to you, I think indicates that, Jesus very much wants to bring all of this into the light. And, we need to give law enforcement time, these kinds of things. There's not only an awful lot of cases, there must be two other stories here that I haven't even brought you yet that has to do with diocese coming forward and saying, okay, well, here are our, here's our list of predator priests here. One's in southern Alabama, I remember offhand. Our prayers and our efforts are making a difference. And, the law is going to be relentless here. I really believe it is. And they're not going to be satisfied until they're for sure convinced that they've looked at everything in every detail. But it's a lot of work, and there's a lot of expense here and a lot of time and effort that goes into this. So I think over the next several months or even a year, we'll continue to see things come to light. So part of the reason I brought you this, I think this is good news. It's really good news. I always want to keep this in the forefront of what the channel is about, to remind us to keep on praying for our church, that Jesus is going to continue to work to clean up this mess and bring people to justice. But he needs our prayers and our efforts. So I want to encourage all of you to continue to do that. And we'll talk to you later in the day. Bye.